Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Baz Khuti with Modak, and we are partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDIQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to Phil Dutton, co-founder and co-CEO of Solidatus. Welcome, Phil.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
How does your solution help with the complexity of the cloud, but also the cost of the cloud?
Yeah, and you hit on a really, really important point here. The cloud is only cheap if you do it right? Cloud providers are designed to make money. Then they're not designed to lose money. So their plan is that you need to move your data to the cloud, but it's a journey, right? We're not going to lift and shift a Citibank or a JP Morgan into the cloud over a weekend. That just doesn't occur. It can't occur. So there is a pattern to getting to the cloud. There is a process. And so Solidatus, being the design tool that it is we enable you to understand what you have on-prem and then design what the cloud should be, so that we're going to be making the most efficient choices of how we move data to the cloud. Because if I move data to the cloud and I have a lot of cloud to on-prem communications, that's going to cost me a lot of money. If I can create a number of data sets together and move them all to the cloud in one collection, so now it's just cloud to cloud communication, that costs me a 10x less. So that's how I start to save money, is by designing an efficient move to the cloud and operation once we're in the cloud. And I think that's, again, another real differentiator for our product. Is most products in our space don't give you design capabilities. They give you documentation capabilities.
Okay, that's good. And then when you're in the cloud, there's this lineage approach and the metadata approach. Does that help you in terms of looking at the tiers as kind of cloud storage effectively? So you're kind of optimizing your cost for the type of data storage you want to put in place. Is that something that you're able to do?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. And I think this is, linking the first 2 points, right, which was that metadata, right, the description of the data. So am I classifying this as sensitive data? Is this data that I access once a month for month-end reporting as opposed to, transaction data? So those classifications linked to lineage, right? So we can allow you to make these decisions from an educated, well-understood position. Solidatus gives you that ability, out of the box. It's kind of, as soon as you have the product, you can start classifying what you have.
That's a powerful benefit. That's a really powerful benefit. And then back to our interoperability point, you're having to play with a number of providers, data providers, both from a storage point of view, different cloud providers, different application layers effectively. So partnerships are key. And so how does data lineage in terms of partnering with an ecosystem come into play here?
I think, the word is ecosystem. We understand that we're coming into an ecosystem. And so, I mentioned the kind of the API-led pieces. We understand that we're not the choice for everything. So we need to be able to play nicely with partners. And in the data space, there are lots of different dimensions to data that we want to consider. So data lineage, data management, data governance. Yes, Solidatus is the one-stop shop for all of those capabilities. But we don't specialize in, for example, data quality. We're not doing data quality profiling. Now, the interaction between ourselves and data quality is once you've profiled the data, well, now you need to understand what the impact of, like, for example, bad data quality in a transactional database means to regulatory reporting. Solidatus gives you that with the lineage. So we will overlay data quality on top of a lineage model to understand the impact of pollution in my pond. And it goes past, just the quality layer. It might be that we're in an ETL and we understand the transformations that are going on. We need to understand the data preparation, the data science, making sure we're getting good quality data to the right people at the right time. So that lineage and the interaction between several different types of products doing different functions is a core piece of what we've designed.
Now, that's great to hear, because you say it's not a kind of rip and replace. You've made these bets here. That's not good. We need to move there. You're really going to, companies have made some strategic bets on their data platforms, And what you're doing is interweaving into that and then making that smarter and effectively enable them to better manage the cloud in terms of using lineage information as you go forward. We've talked a lot about technology, we talked a lot about data, and we talked about lineage and terms around that. Everything comes down to culture and leadership values. And what are some of the things in your experience, and been this at some time and a real practitioner in industry and a leader in industry, what are some of the sort of leadership qualities and cultural values successful customers are adopting with your solution?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Technology is an enabler, right? It's an accelerator, but you need to have the right leadership, the right culture to embrace the change. Change is often difficult for organizations to do, right? We all settle into a comfortable rhythm and the things that we're comfortable with, and we don't often like to change. But I think data is one of those things that is enabling us to change much more quickly. And so what we're seeing is people that really get this as this is a fundamental building block of an organization. Data is the underpinning of everything that we do. Is really that important light bulb moment when you realize actually we're not a bank, we're a data company. We're not a retailer, we're a data company. Okay. And once we all kind of understand that the data, the individuals, the things that we make, the things that we produce are all data points. And this is where Solidatus again is unique in that we treat everything as data. So people are data, right? If you have an Active Directory, all of those people listed in there, they're data points which you want to place against, what systems can they use? What can they access? What data can they see in my organization? My policies that describe, what people should do, well, they're data points as well. The regulations that sit external to my organization, they're data points as well. And so Solidatus is really very, very much designed to model the interaction between all of these different data points. So regulation, policy, process, people, data, systems. And I think that's a unique kind of thing that we found, again, through that practitioner's lens, right? What were the things that were holding us back? What were the things which are causing us to really struggle in our deployment of capabilities inside these organizations that we used to work?
That's a great point on that. And I thank you very much today, Phil, for your time and for joining me today. Please visit CDO Magazine for any additional interviews. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Baz.